Good evening. It's a blessed rainy day, Friday the 14th of November 2025. This is the main news on Muvi TV. Let's have a look at the headlines. PF insists new party leader will be elected by month end. HH reaffirms Zambia's support for end to sanctions on Zimbabwe. NKULUKUSA calls for more investment to boost central province economy. Zambia bow out of Under-17 World Cup after loss to Mali. With the news in detail, my name is Kondwelani Joseph. The Patriotic Front has maintained that no amount of court action, arrests, or intimidation will derail its efforts to rebuild and reorganize the former ruling party. Addressing journalists at the party secretariat, Acting Secretary General Brenda Nyirenda says the PF remains firmly on course to elect a new leader before the end of this month, a move she believes will help unite members and provide clear direction. Ms. Nyirenda urged party members to stay focused and patient as the PF concludes its internal processes aimed at strengthening its structures and preparing for upcoming political challenges.
What you need to understand is that we are a people, we are a movement. There is something that we believe in. There is something that we believe in Patriotic Front.
Yes.
So no one is going to stop us.
Yes.
We are not going to be stopped by the courts. We are not going to be stopped by arrests.
Yeah.
We are not going to be stopped by any intimidation from anyone.
Yes.
We are resolved that by the end of this month, we are going to produce a leader who is going to take care of this.
Water Development and Sanitation Minister, Engineer Colin Nzuvo, has urged commercial water utilities to scale up efforts in extending clean and safe water supply as well as sanitation services to peri-urban communities that have long struggled with limited access. His call comes in the wake of the successful completion of 4 water supply projects by Mulonga Water Supply and Sanitation Company in Fulira's peri-urban areas under the Zambia Water and Sanitation Project. The projects implemented at a cost of over 770,000 euros are set to benefit more than 20,000 residents in Mukambo, Murundu, Minambe, and Zimba compounds. Engineer Nzovu emphasized that government is fully aware of the persistent challenges faced in these communities and remains committed to improving water and sanitation infrastructure. This is according to a statement issued by Ministry of Water Development and Sanitation Principal Public Relations Officer Prince Chiyuni.
The Minister of Water Development and Sanitation, Honorable Engineer Colin Nzuvo, has urged all commercial water utilities across the country to intensify efforts towards expanding water supply and sanitation services in peri-urban communities, which have historically experienced limited access to clean and safe water. This call follows the successful completion of water supply projects by Mulonga Water Supply and Sanitation Company Limited in Mufrira's peri-urban areas under the Zambia Water and Sanitation Project ZWSP. Implemented at a cost of over 770,000 euros, these projects are expected to benefit more than 20,000 residents across Mukambo, Murundu, Minambe, and Zimba compounds. Honorable Nzovu noted that government is fully aware of the long-standing challenges faced by peri-urban areas in accessing adequate water and sanitation services. For many years, these communities have been underserved due to inadequate investment and limited infrastructure. He emphasized that the New Dawn administration is committed to changing this situation by ensuring inclusive and equitable national development. The minister also stressed that this initiative is consistent with President Hakainde Hichilema's vision to guarantee equitable access to water and sanitation services to all Zambians, regardless of their social and economic status.
What you need to understand.
The Civil Society Elections Integrity Forum Zambia has welcomed the Electoral Commission of Zambia's decision to extend the voter registration period by another additional 15 days, but warns that the move alone is not enough to capture all eligible citizens, especially those in rural and marginalized communities. In a statement issued by CSEIFZ Chairperson Solomon Ngoma, the organization expressed concern over what it describes as the ECZ's inadequate preparedness to administer free, fair, and credible elections. Mr. Ngoma says any perception of disorganization or lack of transparency risks eroding public trust in the electoral process, adding that transparency must remain a non-negotiable obligation to the Zambian people. The forum has urged the ECZ to strengthen engagement with civil society, political parties, and other stakeholders, stressing that regular updates, accurate data, and timely responses to concerns are crucial in fostering confidence ahead of the 2026 general elections. CSEIFZ further appealed to media owners to allow their staff time to register as voters, noting the crucial role journalists play in safeguarding democracy. The organization also encouraged all eligible citizens to take advantage of the extension and ensure their names are on the voter roll.
The Civil Society Elections Integrity Forum Zambia acknowledges the recent announcement by the Electoral Commission of Zambia to extend the voter registration exercise by an additional 15 days. While this extension is a step in the right direction, although we believe it is not sufficient enough to guarantee that all eligible citizens will be captured in the voter roll, and many Zambians, particularly those in rural areas and marginalized communities, continue to face challenges in accessing registration centers due to distance, limited resources, and logistic constraints. We are also concerned that the ECZ chairperson and the Commission appear unprepared to conduct a free and credible general elections. Elections are the cornerstone of our democracy. Any perception of disorganization or lack of transparency undermines public confidence in the process. It is therefore imperative that the ECZ demonstrates readiness, efficiency, and openness in its operations. Transparency must be treated as an option, must not be treated as an option, but as a fundamental obligation to the people of Zambia. Civil Society Elections Integrity Forum would like to call upon ECZ to engage the civil society organizations, political parties, and other stakeholders in a meaningful and consistent manner. Such engagement will not only foster trust, but also ensure that the electoral process is inclusive and reflective of the will of the people of Zambia. We urge the Commission to provide timely updates, share accurate data on registration progress, and address concerns raised by stakeholders without delay. We also appeal to the media owners and managers across the country to allow their permanent staff adequate time to register as voters. The media plays a critical role in sharpening public opinion and safeguarding democracy, and it is essential that journalists and media professionals themselves are empowered to participate fully in the electoral process. Their voices, like those of all citizens, matter in determining the future of our country. As Civil Society Election Integrity Forum, we would like to reiterate our unwavering commitment to safeguarding electoral integrity, and we stand ready to monitor, document, and report on the conduct of ECZ and other stakeholders to ensure that Zambia's elections meet the highest standards of credibility and fairness. We would also like to call upon all eligible citizens to seize this extended registration period and ensure that they are included in the voter roll. Democracy thrives when every citizen participates, and registering to vote is the first step in exercising that right. No voice should be left unheard. No citizen should be excluded from the shaping of our country. We further remind the ECZ of its constitutional duty to guarantee free, fair, and credible elections. The Commission must rise to the occasion and demonstrate preparedness and uphold the principles of transparency and accountability as established by international standards. Civil Society Elections Integrity Forum, together with other civil society actors, will continue to hold the ECZ accountable and advocate for reforms that strengthen Zambia's democratic institutions. The 2026 general elections are not merely a political event. They are a test of our collective commitment to democracy, justice, and national unity. We call upon all stakeholders, the government, opposition parties, civil society, media, and citizens to work together to ensure Zambia's democracy is sharpened.
Central Province Minister Mwabashike NKULUKUSA has appealed for increased investment in the province, saying greater economic activity is key to unlocking its full potential and supporting national growth. Addressing senior United Party for National Development members in Kabwe, Mr. NKULUKUSA says President Hakainde Hichilema remains committed to tripling the country's economic output by strengthening key sectors such as agriculture, mining and industrial manufacturing, from small and medium enterprises to large-scale ventures. Meanwhile, the minister condemned the recent accident in Chingola on the Copper Belt and urged the police to thoroughly investigate the incident.
Such as in the mining sector. He has said by the time we reach 2030, we must be able to produce 3 million metric tons of copper. What that we will do, you know. Already you have seen how the dollar has started becoming so weak, how the kwacha is becoming bullish, because we are increasing in the exports, part of growing the economy. He has also given a target that we need to make sure that we have a comparative advantage of keeping beef. He wants to sell per annum beef in excess of $1 billion per annum, so that we can grow the economy to the level that we are talking about. You know, in the agricultural sector, that the president is targeting 10 million metric tons of grain, so that we can exporting to our colleagues and gain money. We know also that in seed factories alone, he wants to achieve 500,000 metric tons of seed. Zambia only requires less than 80,000 metric tons. The richer became richer. President Hakainde Hichilema is leveling the playing field so that everyone else can have a piece of cake from the national cake. All of us can benefit. Some of us thank God that there would have never been a time when we would have served.
President Hakainde Hichilema has reiterated Zambia's position in supporting the removal of sanctions imposed on Zimbabwe, saying the restrictions are not only affecting ordinary Zimbabweans, but also neighboring countries, including Zambia. Addressing the inaugural session of the Zambia-Zimbabwe Binational Commission in Harare, President Hichilema noted that the prolonged sanctions continue to hinder development, trade, and economic opportunities across the region. He stressed that the two countries, bound by shared history and common aspirations, must work closely to drive prosperity, adding that his one-day state visit underscores Zambia's commitment to strengthening bilateral cooperation.
I also want to be naughty, Mr. President, Your Excellency, that we talk of the one-stop border post. It's not enough to talk of one-stop border post, because technology allows us, if we are packing goods in Harare, destined for Zambia, or in transit, we're packing in Gweru, in Chinoi, in Karoi, we can have technology allowing us to have a single window. The recipients in Zambia, Your Excellency, will be seeing what is packed in a truck in Karoi. So why stop them at the border? Technology allows us to scan trucks, isn't it? So let's raise our ambitions, Mr. President. I'm being naughty, Your Excellency. Yes, we can pat ourselves on the back for one-stop border post, but let's go for a non-stop border post, especially for goods and services.
This meeting has given us the opportunity to take stock of the state of our bilateral relations and to chart the way forward. We have together, my dear brother, identified new opportunities that we must fully exploit while we work to address challenges and impediments between now and the second decision of our BNC. We have no choice, my dear brother. Zambia and Zimbabwe, by God's choice, were made Siamese twins. I want to commend our officials, our ministers, for the preliminary work which has enabled us to have focused discussions this morning. It is pleasing that this session has witnessed the signing of the MOUs and agreements, setting the foundation for broader cooperation in various specific subsectors. We must, as they say, put our shoulder to the wheel and exert the requisite effort towards full implementation of these agreements.
The 28th meeting of COMESA Ministers of Justice and Attorneys General has opened in Zambia, gathering regional legal and policy leaders to strengthen the bloc's integration agenda and refine key legal frameworks. The meeting follows last month's COMESA Summit, Head of States and Government held in Nairobi, and is expected to advance efforts to enhance intra-COMESA trade, boost investment, and align legal instruments with both the COMESA Free Trade Area and the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. COMESA Acting Secretary General Dr. Dev Anand Haman said the deliberations will play a critical role in reviewing existing legal frameworks and supporting the region's economic and trade ambitions. Meanwhile, outgoing COMESA Court of Justice President Lady Justice Lombe Chibesakunda, in her final address, thanked ministers and attorneys general for their continued support, urging incoming judges to uphold judicial independence and protect the integrity and strength of the courts.
The 28th meeting of Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa COMESA Ministers of Justice and Attorneys General has commenced in Zambia, bringing together key stakeholders to discuss the regional integration agenda and strengthen legal frameworks. Speaking at the meeting, COMESA Acting Secretary General Dr. Dev Anand Haman says the meeting will strengthen the COMESA regional integration agenda and increase intra-COMESA trade and investment, as well as review and update legal frameworks to support the COMESA Free Trade Area and Africa Continental Free Trade Area.
The draft revised rules and regulations of the COMESA Competition and Consumers Commission aim to ensure a fair and level playing field for trade in the COMESA region, as well as protection of the consumers, an aspect which is often ignored in many member states. It is not only that we are regulating competition, but we should also make sure that we protect our consumers from unbiased trade.
And in her final address as she prepares to conclude her tenure as Judge President of the COMESA Court of Justice, Lady Judge President Lombe Chibesakunda expressed her deep appreciation to the ministers and attorneys general for their support and commitment to the rule of law and regional integration.
Let me extend sincere appreciation for your continued support to the COMESA Court of Justice and for your unwavering commitment to the rule of law and the advancement of regional integration. Honorable Ministers and Attorneys General, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, this meeting is of special significance to me as it marks my final attendance before the conclusion of my tenure as Judge President of COMESA Court of Justice.
Zimbabwe Ministry of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Deputy Minister Norbert T. Mazungunye, who read the speech on behalf of the delegates, emphasized the importance of the rule of law, good governance and legal frameworks in advancing regional integration.
We are deeply indebted to our keynote speakers, panelists and facilitators, whose incisive reflections and visionary contributions have illuminated the path forward. Your voices have steered thought, inspired action, and reminded us that transformation is not merely a policy ambition. It is a moral imperative rooted in solidarity and sustained by courage.
The meeting's outcomes are expected to shape the future direction of the COMESA's region's legal frameworks and governance structures. The decisions made will have a significant impact on region's economic development and integration efforts. Grace Marvel, Muvi TV News, Lusaka.
Luapula Province Permanent Secretary Prudence Kangwa has sounded the alarm over shrinking water bodies, depleted fish stocks, and rapidly degrading forests, calling for collective and urgent action to halt biodiversity loss in the region. During a courtesy call at her office on Friday morning, Mrs. Kangwa said Luapula's once rich natural resources, from forests and fisheries to wetlands and wildlife, have been severely impacted by decades of neglect, environmental pressure, and weak enforcement of conservation laws. She cited excessive tree cutting, overfishing, drying wetlands, and disappearing streams as troubling signs that require decisive intervention. Mrs. Kangwa urged stronger efforts to revive fisheries, restore forests, restock game reserves, and intensify community sensitization, stressing that safeguarding the environment is essential for human survival. And delegation leader Dr. Bonwell Semani, Chief Research Officer in the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock, says his team, part of the ad hoc technical experts group, is in Luapula to collect data for the review of the National Biodiversity Strategy and Action Plan and the development of Zambia's 7th National Report to the United Nations Convention on Biological Diversity. Senior Natural Resources Management Officer Hope Mambwe added that the revision of Zambia's biodiversity strategy aligns with the Kunming-Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework, noting that consultations in Mansa, Samfya, and Milenge will ensure the updated plan reflects the realities on the ground.
Takes the water sources, they do not exist. So the water sources are drying up. We've seen the reduction in size of our water bodies, our lakes. I take, for instance, my home area, Sanction. Bangolu, what it is today is not what it was 28 years ago. There's land now that has been created around, and the size of the lake slowly is, the lake is shrinking. A number of land is coming up there. So what is it that we need to do? Because for me, that's a danger. It worries me a lot. So I think we needed to come up with very stiffer laws to curb the bad vices that that will contribute to the loss of biodiversity.
National report on the status of biodiversity in Zambia. So in a nutshell, that's what we are doing, and that's what we are likely to do. And like I think Madam Hope has said, we expect, especially at provincial level, of these experts that will give you an overview of the entire Wapula. And then from here, we'll go to Samfya, we are sampling Samfya, and then also Milenge for Opera province. And then we'll move to another province thereafter.
So when the technocrats from the technical committee come up with activities and suggestions, these are then forwarded to the National Steering Committee on Biodiversity, which comprises permanent secretaries from the line ministries. And then we've also done a policy review. All the line policies that have everything to do with biodiversity were kind of benchmarked against the Kunming-Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework to see if they are in tandem, in line with this new agreement that was adopted in 2022. So maybe a lot has happened. Now we're at a point where we need to go back to where the natural resources are, to where the stewards of the natural resources are, and these are the provinces. Initially, we should have just gone to the provincial districts or capitals, but we were guided by the Honorable the Natural Resources.
Government has handed over 50 newly built houses to poor and vulnerable households in Namwala, Sinazongwe, Pemba, and Gwembe districts under the social housing project aimed at improving living conditions for social cash transfer beneficiaries. The first phase of the project seeks to deliver 50 decent and affordable housing units in each province across the country. Construction began on 14th November 2022 and was completed on 30th September 2024 at a total cost of 19,562,640 kwacha and 78 ngwe. Speaking during the handover in Namwala, Community Development and Social Services Permanent Secretary Angela Kamwandami, in a speech read on her behalf by Director of Social Welfare Maurice Mono, says the new housing units reflect government's commitment to reducing poverty and ensuring citizens have access to adequate, safe and affordable shelter in line with Sustainable Development Goal 11.1. Miss Kau.
Kuyina wapi kwamba kutulana tuonsano abusenya kuyina pele walode take himu zubabo umbobo ne basanyanda imbaka ino kutanguna kubasobeli biso bashikalenzu besu atwatambule bashikalenzu besu atwatambule benzu balu yando benzu balu sumpuko bashikalenzu besu atwatambule benzu balu yando benzu balu sumpuko bashikalenzu besu atwatambule.
Take time to offer my heartfelt congratulations to the beneficiaries. Amundilega imindi bore kulindi nywe benzu manimwa pegwamanda ya kulindi mulumba ndinywe gathered here today. Nomuli wano nyonse. These houses are more than just physical structures. Ayamanda tarimanda byobwanda. They represent the foundation for a better and more secure life for you and your families.
We gather here not only to witness the handover of these beautiful housing units, but also to celebrate the dreams, hard work, and partnerships that has made this occasion possible.
The civil society.
For now, we take a break, but before we do, when we come back, we are looking at Zambia bowing out of Under-17 World Cup after loss to Mali. We break.
This November 22nd, something powerful is happening at Gospel Outreach Fellowship. is the Entrepreneurs Exhibition and Marketplace hosted by the Women of Go Center Ministries. Come display, sell your products and services, connect with customers, church members, and fellow business women. Be inspired by real success stories from women just like you and grow together in faith and enterprise. Limited stalls available. Register now. Saturday, November 22nd, 2025 from 9 hours to 14 hours at Gospel Outreach Fellowship. Call 0975 361740, 0974 638108 or email dorinchaba@gmail.com. Don't miss it. This November 22nd, something.
Your future can't wait. Why delay your dreams when you can fast track your success at Crystal University? March 10, 2025. Mark your calendar. Enroll in the following faculties: Faculty of Nursing, Faculty of Health Sciences, Faculty of Humanities, Business and Education, Department of Postgraduate Studies. For a limited time, get a 20% off discount on your first semester, making education more affordable. Plus, we offer a very flexible payment plan, 50% upfront to start, the rest to be paid in manageable monthly installments. Study full-time, distance, and online, making it perfect for in-service workers and international students too. Don't miss out. Call us now and secure your place. Crystal University, meeting the educational needs of today.
Get in touch with us on 0972 568195.
The Zambia national under-17 team has been knocked out of the 2025 World Cup after a 3-1 defeat to Mali in a Friday afternoon encounter. The young Chipolopolo, who reached the knockout stage of 32 in their debut appearance at the tournament, delivered an impressive run in the group fixtures but were outclassed by a dominant Malian side. Mali registered 6 goal attempts in the first half before sealing the match with 3 goals in the second half. Despite the exit, many fans and analysts have praised the boys for their historic qualification and spirited performance on the global stage. As we close the news, the headlines once again. PF insists new party leader will be elected by month end. HH reaffirms Zambia's support for end to sanctions on Zimbabwe. NKULUKUSA calls for more investment to boost central province economy. Zambia bow out of Under-17 World Cup after loss to Mali. That's it from the news desk. On behalf of the entire Muvi TV production news team, my name is Kondwelani Jose. Stay blessed, keep warm, and enjoy the rains.
Your future can't wait. Why delay your dreams when you can fast-track your success at Crystal University? March 10, 2025. Mark your calendar. Enroll in the following faculties: Faculty of Nursing, Faculty of Health Sciences, Faculty of Humanities, Business and Education, Department of Postgraduate Studies. For a limited time, get a 20% off discount on your first semester, making education more affordable. Plus, we offer a very flexible payment plan, 50% upfront to start, the rest to be paid in manageable monthly installments. Study full-time, distance, and online, making it perfect for in-service workers and international students too. Don't miss out. Call us now and secure your place. Crystal University, meeting the education